Dr. Michael Morbius.
Fuck off and go back to your bed.
Relax, I don't bite.
I did this for you guys. I suffered just for you guys. Sony. What are you fucks up to now? This is what you came out swinging with after the success of No Way Home? Did you learn nothing?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that, Private?
Leto.
So I saw Morbius, and it was dog shit. It was just the worst. Oh my god, this movie, it was so bad. Nothing about this movie works. The action doesn't work, the editing doesn't work, the pacing doesn't work, the acting doesn't work, nothing about it is good. The only thing I would say even approaches good is Matt Smith, but everything else is horse shit. Sony, if this is what you plan to do with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, you have to do better.
You've got to do better.
Sony.
So Morbius starts and Jared Leto is trying to use bats to cure his polio. He arrives at some cave in Costa Rica, which adds nothing to the story of him being inflicted with vampirism. He's injected with this formula he's obtained over years on board a ship and ends up killing all the mercenaries, which the movie goes out of its way to portray them as being bad people. He returns to his lab where he studies his thirst for blood, which he quenches by drinking synthetic blood that he discovered earlier in his career, and begins studying his growing abilities. He then gets incarcerated when he attacks FBI agent Tyrese Gibson,
From that moment on, I knew you were the one.
who's investigating the deaths on board the ship, and it's revealed Michael's longtime friend Milo has taken the serum, turning him into a vampire as well. Milo begins losing control and attacking civilians, friends of Michael's and Michael's girlfriend, I can't remember her name, pushing Michael to confront Milo and killing him by injecting him with a cure that he got somehow. Michael then flies up into the air, ending the movie. But wait, there's more! Vulture arrives from the rift in No Way Home and links up with Michael and tells him he thinks he's in this universe due to Spider-Man and suggests he and Michael should team up and take Spider-Man down. Holy shit! I don't even know where to begin with this movie. What it gets wrong, what it gets right. I'm just gonna scoot over to my friend Santana and see what he thought.
Jared Leto has a nice beard line.
What did Costa Rica have to do with his turn as a vampire? How did Matt Smith get the vampire serum? Why were there so many scenes edited out of the trailers? I don't get it. I said earlier that I'm not sure if Milo died or was cured, and that's true. There's no scene after anything where it shows Milo being alive or dead. Michael just stabs him with the syringe and Milo apparently dies? Was it poison? The action is poorly shot, you can sort of make out what's happening, but other than that, the camera's shaking a lot. What you can make out looks horrible, and the CGI is serviceable. The little smoke effect behind him whenever he's flying or doing vampire stuff, it's so cringe. All of it just looks awful. It reminds me of Venom, and not in a good way. Venom's at least like so bad it's good. This is so bad it's bad. The pacing is just fucked. Shit pacing, Randy, shit pacing. The movie begins at this scene only to give us a flashback, only to give us a flash forward. Like, this story is incoherent. Jared Harris is so forgettable in this, I can't for the life of me name one thing he did in this movie other than die. Matt Smith did an okay job with what he was given. He's got a good range of acting, but at a point I think he knew what movie he was a part of and just started filling it in. But I'm gonna ask you all one question. What is his motivation? Cause I can't figure it out other than just to be a fucking asshole. Jared Leto, who's known for playing eccentric performances, gives us his most dull performance yet. He's not a bad actor by any means, and I can see him as a solid Michael Morbius, but the storytelling goes beyond cookie cutter and does nothing to service his character. There's also no scene where Michael realizes he's walking. Like, he's never walked in his life, but when he starts doing it, he's just like, oh yeah, this is normal. I can see Sony in their boardroom saying, okay, we need to build our Sinister Six movie, but we can't do it how we've been trying to by just shoving all our setups into one movie, so we've got to build this slowly. Like Marvel does with their post-credit scenes? Exactly! Why does Vulture want to take down Spider-Man at the end of this movie? Why did he assume Spider-Man's responsible for him being in a different universe? Why did he reach out to Michael Morbius of all people? What's Michael's gripe against Spider-Man? Why does he have a grudge against him? There are so many scenes cut out of the trailer that just aren't in this movie. Like this scene, this scene, this scene, or this scene. The synthetic blood is just... Why? Why? What's the point of it? Other than to give Sony this PG-13 rating, but even then you have vampires that drink blood in PG-13 movies. I guess it's to paint Michael Morbius easier as a protagonist, but remember when villains could be villains in villain stories? This movie is a watered down, neutered, and predictable story that joins the ranks of these unceremonious comic book films. Like, I was slightly looking forward to this. I remember watching the trailer and thought, ooh, an edgy supervillain vampire movie. Maybe studios actually learned from the success of Joker to make a strong origin story about a villain, and they won't be afraid to pull their punches. Wrong! Well, I guess Sony is scared of the hard R after all. Don't see this movie. Do not see this movie. Don't let what I went through be in vain. You are obligated, if you made it this far in the video, to not see this movie. You are back in lockdown mode. You are back in quarantine. You are staying as far away from this movie as fucking possible. I know that'll be hard since Morbius fever is sweeping the nation, but I'm doing this for your health. I'm doing this for you guys.